I feel like I am parenting in a digital world kind of blindly.
I'll say digital parenting is tricky. All the streaming services like Netflix, Disney+, YouTube, Hulu, and all the others can be great. But how do you know that what your kids watch is what they should be seeing?
The fear of the exposure is them coming into contact with content that's too heavy for their developmental age.
Emily Youree would know. She's the owner of the website Fort Worth Moms and a mother of two, and she says the device battle is constant, which perhaps isn't a surprise given a cyber safety and education survey found 90% of kids grades 4 through 8 have some sort of device, and more than 20% of those kids admitted they've watched adult programming online.
It's a challenge to keep tabs on what your kids are up to.
Polly Conway works for Common Sense Media. They create age-based ratings for TV shows and movies, and their website is a great place to start. There you can get a sense of what's in a specific program or even find talking points for further discussion with your kids. And she recommends creating a profile specifically for your kid on whichever streaming service you use. That way they can only watch content designed for them. And most devices have controls as well. They'll even let you restrict which apps kids can access. Which brings us to the biggest key, conversation.
The more you know your kid and the more you just keep talking, that's really going to, make a tricky situation a little bit easier.
That way, when your kid does see something that they shouldn't, you can use that conversation as a learning opportunity and maybe a chance to bond.
If you're going to allow your child some digital independence and some digital exposure, then you also as a parent have to stay engaged with that.
I wanted to underscore just how big that conversation piece is, and the experts say it's okay to check up on what your kids are watching, but don't snoop without telling them. Let them know that I'm doing this because I care about you. The snooping part, going behind their back, can kind of undermine that relationship and can cause some long-term damage and make things harder down the road. So just be upfront about why we're doing this, create expectations. Some parents even have their kids sign kind of a contract about what they'll watch and not watch, so they can take some responsibility as well.
Yeah, transparency seems like it'd be a good thing.
Yeah, so next week in our digital series, we're looking at who kids talk to online. That's a big one for parents, so we'll get into that next week.